Let's see if I'm going live. I think I'm live. Let's find out if anybody is going to stop through. Maybe everyone is crashed out from the market. Wow. I just looked at the SPY before I jumped on and I almost started laughing. It's so bad. Let me get this going here. We need to do a little fancy action where we combo the pages. Welcome, everyone. Anyone and everyone. Thank you for stopping by. This is the NIO Stock Support Group. It's really the stock market support group. Anyone who needs to just come through and share their frustration, vent, hang out, whatever it is. My buddy Seth is trying to make it. He may be late. He might not make it at all, but hopefully he will make it. And so we'll just we'll play it by ear. Welcome, Meanless. Hello, what's up? Thanks for stopping through. And pardon me, I'm getting the energy drink going right now. This is like my coffee. So this is my bad habit right here. It's live. It's live and you get to see it. What's up, Daniel? Says we. Thoughts, anyone? Are we going to see a new year low on the SPY? We're pretty darn close. The SPY and the IWM. I don't know if anybody noticed those, but I certainly did. I was kind of watching to see how ugly it was going to get, especially it being a Friday. What's up, Will Smith? Welcome. Will Smith from Scotland. Love it. And there's Jeff. He is a monster on Twitter, if you don't know. It's NIO San Francisco 36,000. What's up and welcome. I'm hoping Mustache Seth will join us, but he wasn't sure if he could make it. He is moving. And he felt bad too. He called me earlier and we talked for a little bit and he's like, oh, I don't want to let people down. And I said, listen, they may cry inside, but I'm sure they'll be fine if you can't make it. So Emiliano, what's up? Greece is in the house. NIO family. We need the support. It's really wild. I'd be curious to know if anyone has anything positive on the day in their portfolios. I think Mullen might have been up on the day for me. That might have been it. At least let's see. I guess I didn't check everything, but not like I have so many because of all the stocks and companies that I'm invested in. Not really at all. By the way, welcome everybody. If you don't know, if it's your first time here, well, good luck to you. We just fun fact, and I'm going to take it back to where the sort of the origin story for the NIO Stock Support Group live stream. I started this earlier in 2022 because of how ugly the market it was and how bad NIO was doing. And FJB, I see you, WMA, and you caught me. You got me laughing a little bit. Yeah, it's tough. And did anybody notice the thumbnail? I did. I had a little fun with the thumbnail today too. I was like, almost everyone is welcome to join. A couple of folks wouldn't be welcome, but Jeff says, good to see that the bleeding has nothing to do with NIO. Yeah, again, it's sort of, and IWM, I'm like, are we going to see new lows for the year today? Is this going to carry over into next week? I don't know. But that's kind of been the theme. I've had to talk about it in the recent videos I've dropped, which I know haven't been very popular or fun. But if I think we've got this coming, I'm not going to not talk about it. I got to kind of, call the craziness as I see it. And I did think we had more coming. I don't think we're done with it yet. Will Smith is looking forward to the announcement coming from Germany, October 7th. Market has crushed my nizuts today. Laugh out loud. Germany, they're going to be doing NIO Day in Europe. I was wondering, I'm not really surprised that they picked Germany to do it in. I think that NIO wants to make a statement. And since their main competitors are BMW, Audi, and Mercedes, again, kind of verifies that they want to make a statement, go into that market and announce themselves as a legitimate player globally. So it's going to be fun to watch. And I saw Marcel tweeted someone who was really happy in Germany with the ET5, I think it was. And again, really positive stuff. Let's see. Was the OP? I don't know about that one. What that means. Oh, wait, I'm going out of order. I'm already out of order. I'm already confused. It doesn't take long, folks, with this guy. Let me get caught up on comments here. So yeah, Mike, what's up? Mike, welcome. Says another ugly week for NIO. Keep the faith. The very meaning of NIO is blue sky coming. You're exactly right. I like it. Let's pin that. Blue sky coming, way lie. That's right. All indexes are almost down 3%. Yeah, and I'm afraid it's not over yet. Short-term volatility. I can't imagine we won't have some kind of a fake political pump. I say fake. It's like fake news. It's fake. It's not real. Powell poop everywhere. Jeff says it's rough. It's really tough out there. Martin, what's up? Welcome. Glad to see you. We have the Biden poopers too. Jeff says the good bounce will eventually come. Agreed. I'm really, especially with next week, we'll get delivery numbers from NIO. And I know a lot of people are kind of all over the board with where those could be. I am too. I find it really fascinating, though, that the co-founders of NIO are in Germany kind of joyriding on the Autobahn and just really kind of having fun. And I'm thinking, okay, it gives me a sense that they know there's a really big number coming, and I'm hoping it's in September. I'm kind of counting on October for a big number, but let's see about September, because it would be a nice surprise and it would be fun. And we'll be watching, again, NIO had this kind of sell-off along with the indices today, but it wasn't huge volume. You know what I mean? And so the volume is that tells part of the story for me. I'm always kind of watching that. Asan, what's up? Says, down $4,800 today. That's tough. OZLP. I don't know what that means, WMA. I don't know. Do I want to? I don't know if I do. Jeff says BVA, be scared. Yeah, I think they're if they're not on notice already, very soon they will be. MyBerTube, what's up? Says NIO will go lower next week as I bought more yesterday and today. Always tanks after I buy. I think a few people could say that. Although, there have been so many dips that I think we've all gotten caught there. 1 to 5 times maybe, depending on when we've been buying. So yeah, and again, this sort of the theme and bringing some humor, that's what I wanted to do today. Days like this, all I can think to do is just kind of laugh and shake my head. Just go, come on, Powell, or Biden, whoever. Let's blame somebody else. Asan says not selling anything until it goes back up. WMA is cracking up because I don't know what you put, and that's okay. It's maybe not a bad thing that I don't know. I'm still figuring out what the heck is going on with this crazy tech world and apps and all the good stuff out here in the free world, as they call it. Jade says, hey, all, hope some were able to load up some today. Yeah, I saw some people were buying. And yeah, it's crazy. We're so close to those year low levels for both the IWM and the SPY. And here's the other crazy thing. You would think that the VIX or the UVXY would really spike, but they haven't. I mean, they've gone up a little, but they haven't really spiked. So I'm just kind of thinking, all right, I don't think we're done. I don't think we're out of the woods with the craziness overall. And I think we're going to have to see more pain, as Powell has been promising. I think we're going to get it. Let's see. WMA says 5,000 NIO and 4,800 Polestar. Oh, Polestar was getting beat up today too, huh? And they're even newer. So Lee was up for a little while, wasn't it? Are they still up? I haven't checked on them. I don't know that I want to change the NIO chart. You know what I do want to pull up though is some of the SPY. See what it's doing. Yeah. So the year, I don't think it's. Oh, it's not quite to its year low. Let's see if SPY doesn't go to 360 today before the end of the day. I know that sounds crazy. It's just taking percent to 3 at a time. No big deal. Like it's nothing. Wild. It's crazy. It's a really dangerous market. I feel like for short-term stuff. Okay, NIO, I see a couple little baby green candles. Let's go. We'll cheer for whatever we can. Jeff says we need more EU news, finalized delisting, maybe Germany factory, just a rumor, production profit. Yeah, all that. It's all coming. And one thing I have decided for sure is big money funds are lazy and don't do good research. I can clearly tell that. And I think a lot of them are more geared toward the short-term stuff. So it really just kind of reinforces and really, in my mind, kind of validates the idea of looking long-term at something, trying to do the research, outworking them, and, position yourself. So that's my thought. And time's the ultimate reveal, by the way, not a financial advisor or an attorney or any of that stuff. But I do have fun with NIO Stock Support Group live streams sometimes on Fridays. So and that's what we're doing today. WMA says, I wish I was 4,800 only. Oh, yeah. Well, as long as you don't lock in the losses. I mean, that's Daniel says, Lee is up 3%. Okay, so Lee is up. All right. So a couple things up. Although the entire market is otherwise just brutally down. Just ugly. It's ugly. Jeff says getting a mustache trimmed today. Ouch. Wait, is Seth getting a mustache trim? No, I'm joking. We'll tease him if he shows up, of course, because he's Seth and we love him. He's probably listening right now. What's up, Seth? If you're listening, driving like a crazy man over here to jump on the stream, hopefully. WMA equals William. Okay, I see you. Low key. I got you now. Emiliano says, we know about the deployment of swaps in Europe. Do we know anything about superchargers? NIO needs to cover that too. Good point. I think what we're going to see is through the partnership with Shell in particular, they'll be doing a lot of that. But I can't think of a specific instance or news tidbit that's come out on that. So I'll try and keep my eyes open and have more awareness of that in Europe when I'm kind of watching Twitter and what people are posting and sharing. Daniel says XPEV is up too. Xiaopeng, it was beaten down pretty bad, huh? Just having a rough go of it there for a little bit. Will Smith says NIO's done everything we need, but produce more cars. So many headwinds over the last 2 years. Let's go NIO Park, baby. Let's get those cars rolling. Yeah, I saw something in an article that made me really, really curious about, because I think it was something that one of the founders for NIO said it, and it was in reference to the ET5. If the ET5, and here's my thinking, if the ET5 is also going to be delivered in Europe, and NIO is already stating that, then NIO is extremely confident in their ability to ramp up and get serious numbers out fast with the ET5 because the demand is so far out in China. They couldn't really offer it in Europe unless they know they're going to be able to get those numbers up. And I'm not nervous about it, but I want to see it happen because we've had this kind of go around where supply chain issues and then the shutdown issues and this issue and that issue. And especially, again, sort of coming back to that point of the founders being in Germany, kind of having fun, kicking back, on the Autobahn and really just sort of enjoying themselves outside of China. It makes me think, all right, they know more and are more confident in where we're at right now, with the company and maybe what the delivery numbers will be for September, let's say. But I want to see that come in. So I'm still going to remain conservative with my numbers and my expectations. For example, September delivery numbers, I'm going to keep it probably in the 10 to 13,000 range. And let's let NIO come in with the new record and go ahead and, make that statement. If it's going to be made in September, definitely should happen in October delivery numbers. So, yeah, XPV was up. And Jeff says definitely NIO Park will be spun up big time. Yeah. And it is, if phase one was set to do 300,000 capacity and they only focus on the ET5, well, those are those numbers. So how quickly do they get there on a monthly basis? If they can do 8 at a time, I think it is. Let's see, again, I don't want to get crazy or wild with projections. I've made that mistake in the past and, try to learn from my mistakes. And so I'd rather sit back, let NIO kind of demonstrate and show what they could do. Checking on the market here. 1754. Let's SPY. And the other thing was SPY was down volume-wise just a little bit. Wow. Eesh. It's just fugly. IWM, checking on that for the day. It's not right. Is that right? That can't be right. Yeah, it looks better. It looks more accurate. And down. Okay, back to NIO. In background. Oops, wrong thing. All right, what do we got? Spotlight says, I've attended the first NIO online event here in the Netherlands. It was last week. Awesome. That's cool. How was it? I'm so curious. Were either of the co-founders there? Because they're out gallivanting the globe right now, is what I hear. Just as awesome. Yeah, details would be great. Will Smith says, as soon as NIO hits $80 a share, my boss is getting a love letter saying adios. Oh, man. WMA says, Will Smith, you and me both. We have people planning on quitting off this stock. Ooh, let's go. That's funny. What are we thinking? Curious, especially with this crazy market right now. Anybody more bearish on NIO for end of year price action versus? I still haven't said. I've refused to say. I haven't said it all this year because I wanted to remain focused on the bigger, broader view, which is the market and my concern for that, which it's obviously still in play. If we're going to get back to pandemic type levels or not. Spotlight says, General Manager Ruben Cutter. I'm probably saying it wrong. Any of those are every one of them. I probably just mispronounced it. I butchered it. I'm sorry. Was there along with other key personnel here in the Netherlands. They currently have 35 employees here. That's awesome. Wow. Expansion, serious expansion. This is fun. So early. Spotlight says we can order an ET7 test drive in October. Okay, cool. So that gives us an idea on time frames. WMA says when it hits $50, boss is getting his letter. Jeff says, funny, Will, my wife has been saying the same thing. People have plans. They're making their plans. They're ready. And it's Cutie Pie, NIO fangirl. She's here. And now the real party can start. What's up, Cutie Pie? Welcome. Thanks for stopping through. She says, hello, my lovely NIOnaires. NIOnaires all around the globe. Jeff says hi. By the way, fun fact, I was doing a little global real estate shop, and I was just checking markets, and I couldn't help but sort of look at, let's see, I checked a few different countries just to see what might be out there in different price ranges for down the road if we end up purchasing something. Maybe we'll even do like a community purchase and do, I don't know if it would be like a timeshare necessarily, but some sort of a creative investment that NIO investors could go in on and buy in and have it as a property globally where we could go and meet and hang out. And but it could also, bring in revenue, maybe as a maybe an Airbnb, maybe, as a rental multi-purpose event. I don't know. Just, it was fun kind of looking and doing a little shopping, a little price action. Yeah, Cutie Pie's famous. Everybody knows her. Spotlight says on October 7th, we have the NIO launch here in Berlin. Yes, that will be the first major step in Europe after Norway launch. Cool. And yeah, I was thinking, and man, that's really coming soon. That's only a couple weeks off. Wow. I can't see, this is my thing. I can't imagine that the co-founders are just kind of hanging out, kicking it over in Europe right now if the numbers aren't going to be good for September. I have a hard time. That just doesn't seem to gel for me. Am I tripping? Am I just way off base? Is anybody else thinking the same way? Like, I'm wondering if they already have big numbers that are going to come in. And I know some people are talking about the, the registrations of, the insurance numbers or the, license plates or whatever. But I don't know. I don't worry too much about that. I think there are too many factors that we can't track real time. So I'm real curious if we get that record for September deliveries before, October and early October. Before you know what I mean. Will says, can't wait to physically see a NIO car in the UK. Yeah. I wonder where all they are doing NIO autonomous driving testing, if they are doing that all over Europe yet. I got to think we'll be seeing some more pictures pop up, though, if that happens. It's hard to imagine that not being the case. Jesper, what's up? Says, hi, and are you using Moomoo? I'm thinking to change my broker because my current is very expensive to buy NIO. Yeah, I do have Moomoo, and they do on the Moomoo side, on that platform side, it should be free to transfer shares in. Depending on what your current broker does, you might have to check with them. They might charge you to move things over. So I think you got to check on both sides. But yeah, you can definitely check that out. And I will. Let's see. Well, you know what? Let me put my email in. And then if you or anyone for any reason wants to hit me up or ask me more about that, you feel free. Please do. That reminds me, I'm still behind on catching up on some stuff. That's kind of story of my life, though. Baby steps. It's baby steps to greatness. That's what I like to say. They're Chinese. Oh, Spotlight, thank you. Says hit that like button. Fidelity, Robin Hood, and Cutie Pie, thank you. Shishi. Appreciate you. All the support. It's a great community. I'm really gonna be excited for the community when things do take off. Although I know there are others like me with that TLM problem still trying to add. So, that's the one thing. It's always kind of a mixed bag. It's kind of frustrating to see the price down, but then like, all right, what can I get? What can I, how much change do I have in the car? Can I turn it into another share? Will Smith says, be interesting to see how the current cost of living crisis hits car sales. Yes. And I'm also wondering, and somebody tell me if you're in Europe, talk to me, energy prices, how crazy is it? How is it as bad as I'm kind of reading, or, it's hard for me to know and have a good sense of, great neutral contacts in all, like all over the globe. It's taken me a while just to figure out good ones in, China, for example, who are truly neutral. What's up? Welcome. Ofiki. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Probably not, but that's all right. Welcome. Netherlands in the house. We got a couple. I know we've got some year, and it's what, 8-ish, 9-ish in awesome. Sorry, I was trying to do something super cool for the stream. It's not going to work today, but another time. September numbers. Okay, we got September predictions for 8,000. The guidance from NIO would mean it should be in the 10,000 roughly range. But there was, Chengdu was shut down for a little bit for part of the month, and that would have possibly impacted things. We also don't know how much was shipped overseas, how many other, there's just a lot of unknowns. There's so much that they're doing. And with NeoPark not online with the ET5s, it's all over the place. I don't know. Will Smith says home gas and electricity prices 3 times over the last year for homeowners. Wow. That is brutal. I hope that NIO And then that's my thought, is the battery swapping stations and the fact that they can be like a little mini power plant can hopefully help come in and provide a solution, another option for people in those areas. And I don't know if it'll be recognized or in place fast enough. But technology should solve problems like that and should, make it easier and better for people. So hopefully, prayers. Normal family, Afiki says, a normal family in the Netherlands paid in 2021 like 150. So is that 150 time versus 100, like 15% up or more, or what? Okay, there we go. Normal family paid around 150, 200. Okay, so it's like a 2x maybe. Okay. Dang. Yeah, I hope things get better. And again, it's about with all the technology, it's really just about government, quote unquote, leaders doing a better job. Really, they have to be held accountable for their jobs. I would love if folks, sort of the small business model applied, where that's fine. You want to be a politician or whatever, some kind of leader in the Federal Reserve, let's say. But if you don't do your job, you don't get paid, and you're fired, you're gone. Instead of, you get to profit while others are suffering because you're not doing your job or not doing it well or not being altruistic, which is kind of the job. It's supposed to be about that. I was listening to me lecturing like stop it, Aaron. I'm at a loss without Seth here. It's tough. Cutie Pie says September numbers should be more than 10K. Considering the ET5s, yeah, they'll deliver the ET5 from September 30th. I don't know how many they'll actually get out. But I just don't know. I have a hard time thinking, they put out that guidance. And here's the other thing, and I forget who. Somebody in the comment section a while back recognized the pattern. They said, hey, the last quarter of the month, NIO seems to always do really well, much bigger numbers than the earlier 2 months. And so I'm kind of keeping that in the back of my mind too. Let's see if that comes in. English window cleaner in Cali, what's up? Welcome. Says, hi, mate. God save the queen. Yeah, wow. That's crazy. Good reference. Crazy world. Crazy times we're living in. All around. All over. And Satoshi asked if there's still lockdown in China. I know that Chengdu has opened up. But I don't know about the other places. I think that the Western news narrative would have been covering it and blowing it way out of proportion if there was still a lot of areas locked down. So I'm thinking not. But that's, me speculating. I'm not for sure. And WMA, I see you dipping out. Have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping through. Says, have a wonderful weekend. Go NIO. Yes, always. NIO train. We're going backwards, but that's okay. We're still on the train. Will Smith says, what's your thought on the China economy? The pre-sale numbers for ET5 are amazing in China. How do they then cope with Europe sales before next summer? That's kind of my thought. And even bringing it shorter term is it's kind of like if NIO's already saying they're going to be delivering the ET5 in Europe, how fast can they ramp up as fast as we want them to? And can they really do that? Fourth quarter, 68,000 crazy number that we want to see. Ooh, I hope so. But that's sort of the shorter term, what I'm watching and wondering about. And then as far as the economy in China, I think it's the craziest thing, but I get it. As a content creator and seeing what some of these really big content creators are doing and how they get a lot of their views is they tap into the popular narrative and the, China economy falling, China, whatever, 25 days until whatever happens. Sort of the fear mongering with China has been real popular. And I've seen several of them do videos on it and get great numbers off of it. And it doesn't matter that their data is skewed or completely wrong, or they're talking about China like they should be talking about the US and paying attention here because we're in a much more precarious situation. With rates going up and our debt being the highest it's ever been, and it's not close to where it's horribly out of line. I'm a little nervous for the U.S. We gotta get some things back in line, and I'm wondering if we don't see this in the next. I don't know what the time frame for this is, but let's watch, because if it becomes really obvious to big money that China's where it's at while the U.S. is sucking, let's see how much money goes over there, and let's see what happens. It could be a really fascinating thing. I'm not counting on that. Again, that's more shorter term stuff, but I'm watching to see if it doesn't come into play. But yeah, the China stuff, not at all as bad as what a lot of them are thinking. And I think he says small businesses are closing the door because of the high monthly cost of gas and electricity. Yeah. So we're starting to see the effect of inflation in the Netherlands already. Dang. And so that's what I'm nervous about, how things are going to go in Europe this winter. I really am. Because it has become a global economy. And so countries need to be getting along. We don't need all this posturing and back and forth bickering that ultimately trickles down and hurts the taxpayers, the citizens of the countries. That's bad news bears. We had a saying in prison. They had a saying, the poop, they didn't say poop, rolls downhill. And that being, let's say you get a warden who comes into a place and he's a fixer and he wants to fix things. And so he makes it really hard on everyone, puts the screws to people. That ends up being a really bad deal for everyone, because you get an inmate population that's, already feels like they're being treated poorly, let's say, and then they really get treated badly. It's just, it's the results are not good. And they don't reflect well for the warden either when it comes down to it. But it's a completely different analogy. But at the same time, it's sort of, I'm just kind of like, all right, the folks who are sort of supposed to be leading aren't, and they're going the wrong direction and taking economies the wrong direction. So I'm hoping things get sort of figured out and straightened out. But again, I see the future as, at this point, being in what China's doing. And then they're so much more clear with their path, and they're in a much better position. It's hard to argue against investing there long term. And that's just a business statement. That's an observational statement, is the way I look at it. Jake says there's a big slowdown coming. Rates continue to rise to battle the inflation. It wouldn't shock me to see a 40% drop. Are you talking stock market indices overall with that? Wow, you just posted what I just posted. Just said what I posted, Jake's. We're thinking, we're seeing some of the same things. I'm afraid. I want to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I want the U.S. to do better than we're doing, but I'm nervous about it. I think he says, by the way, I bought 200 XPV shares for $13 at market open short term. I hope you make some nice money with it. I hope you make some gains. Do we have things moving up? Let's see. Okay, NIO, up a little bit. Little baby green candles. We like them. Listen, that's one thing about it. I will stay positive. They will not deter me in my attitude. I'll bring the positive attitude. That's one thing for sure. Even if we're getting crushed, short term. Am I getting all the messages? Let's see. Am I caught up? What else are we thinking? It's so quiet. There's no Seth. Visible absence of Seth. Actually, I'm gonna be rude. I left my text on in case he sent me a text saying he's on the way, or in case I think I left the door open for him, unlocked for him, but haven't. Nope, nothing. All right. Maybe he's still trying to drive over and make it. I don't know. Cost average in. Ted Vancouver, what's up? Welcome. And yeah, that's just it. It's an opportunity for everybody who sees it as such. And that's, can it go lower? Absolutely. Talking about the market, talking about individual stocks. Yep, they can go lower. But is it a good time to buy? I mean, I don't know. Depends on, your position, your confidence, your decision, your play, your investment strategy, all that, risk tolerance. Spotlight says CATL is expanding battery swap. Yep. And that's, let's not forget, they were an early partner with NIO. So they have seen the benefit of that. And as the battery, I mean, at least they have been, I think BYD is starting to close in on them a little bit. But as the dominant battery provider, they're well positioned to take advantage of that. So I'm not surprised they've got some partners coming in and doing things with them too. And I don't know, I'll be curious if one of the things I'll be watching for is if other companies, other manufacturers get into the NEV space and, utilize XPT Global for, the electric powertrains that NIO does, or some of the same, battery pack size wise, so they can use the swapping of NIO. Curious about that. It's crazy, but it's still early. And yet NIO's got over 1,100 battery swaps stations in China now. Holy cow, that is crazy. I mean, it was 2020 in the fall. So roughly almost 2 years ago when they closed the loop on the upgradable swappable battery technology and started the battery asset company. So only 2 years they've done that much. That's crazy. And yet we're going, hey, when can they get delivery numbers up? That's funny. But it's good. It's good. And I hope we get a new record September. Let's go. Will Smith says, NIO family pub time. Please all have a great weekend. Keep the faith, baby. Say hello to Seth's mustache. I'll let Seth and his mustache know you said hi. Will, no worries. Ted says, what's going on, man? Keep the faith. Yeah, they can't shake me. Little stock market volatility, that's nothing. For considering what I've been through, it's 10 years of fighting my legal case. Oh, man. Talk about ups and downs. Boy, when you get a horrible opinion from the appellate court and they just smash you, and that's not fun. That wasn't a fun day. And then when they publish it in the system, because they want everyone to see it, because it's kind of like, they're like, hey, this is what happens when you try us. We will smash you. That's why a lot of people don't go to trial and fight. But what else we got? Yeah, get out the Band-Aids. What's going on anyway? Let me check. Hold on. Come on, NIO. About the SPY. What's the SPY doing? Did anybody see that the Board of Governors and Powell were having a sit down, a little meeting, a little talky talk today? They were live streaming it on CNBC. Watched it for a little bit. And I was kind of like, interesting. I wondered if they were sort of trying to justify the ugliness of the markets, trying to make people feel better. I don't know why. Didn't they all take their money out at the top anyway of the market? It's coincidental timing, probably. I'm such a troublemaker. No wonder my channel won't blow up. Jasper says, how do you think Europe market will go on going for years? I'm hearing everywhere that Europe will go into very deep recession. Yeah, I even heard, was it the UK? Did the bank itself actually call out recession? I definitely, I'm nervous about it. And that's why I was asking about the energy prices in Europe, because that's going to be an indicator. It's like, and I can't help it. Biden's wanting us to be happy about bad gas prices just because they're not horrible. They're still bad, but everything's relative, right? And maybe the idea is that we get used to bad being the new norm. I'm not okay with that. No, I'm a troublemaker. I want things to get better. But I think Europe is in a precarious situation, and the energy is a key part of it. Jade says, I like Yu's take from Deutsche Bank, and that's Edison Yu, analyst, and he's been in regular contact with NIO management, so I always like to hear what he's got to say and what he thinks, that the ET5 will be a category killer. That's what he says. Edison Yu's words, category killer. In a sense, NIO's premium EV models are creating the marketplace for this sector. Yes, agreed. And it's fun because we know, but there are so many Americans who have no idea about NIO as a brand, as a company. And whenever they see those vehicles, it's going to be fun. I've shown them to one of my friends. She's a car chick. And I tease her about that. I'm like, you need to start a YouTube channel, Chicks and Cars. So many people will watch it. But seriously, she's into like American cars and that sort of thing. Well, I shared with her some of the ET5 and ET7, and she's just like, oh my gosh, that's so much better than Tesla. That was her response. And she's not even really in the electric vehicles necessarily, but it's interesting because so many Americans still don't know about NIO yet. So I think it's a great point. You're right, Jades. Still early, and the sedans are going to make waves in Europe, and they're going to get attention in the US. And it's going to be fun to see how and when NIO decides to actually roll out. I can't imagine. It's kind of like they have to be able to keep up with demand of the ET5 before they can bring them here, right, to the US, right? I mean, that's the way I'm thinking. I can't imagine they would. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Asian Fish is here. Let's go, Fish. Jeff says, spreading all NIO love on Twitter, baby. I already know. He stays in Twitter. Even had Chinese media misinterpreting some of his jokes, his sarcasm for being serious one time. That was, I remember seeing that and I was like, oh, that's funny. Ted Vancouver says, I'm way down big time, but cost average, it does work. I'm bringing it down monthly. Good for you. That's awesome. And look, if they want to keep these crazy, ridiculous prices, I'll just end up getting to my goal. Eventually I'll get there and I'll have a better price, average than I expected. So anything in the 20s, I'm going to be happy. I don't know if I could do that, but we'll see. Fish got 10 more contracts. Nice. And Jeff giving him a prop says, what's up? Cutie Pie. Did you see Mr. EQ selfies? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The founders are out just gallivanting around in Europe, drinking beer and stuff. I mean, that tells me something's going on. Maybe we get, those September delivery numbers come in. I mean, that's my unconventional, wacky and wild thinking. Let's see if I'm right on that. He's just normally so focused on the work. It's just funny to see him in that sort of role, kind of just out hanging out. Fish says, yeah, I saw him. And yeah, exactly. Cutie Pie says, looks like he's up to something. Yeah, Fish agreed. He always has a plan. Yep. Fish says, Aaron, you should convert her to Aaron's sidekick. I mean, I'll try. I'll talk to her. It would be nice to have somebody who can actually coherently talk about some things on here. And I'll stay with the jokes and entertainment. No worries. I got you. I'm on that. I got you for that. Don't even worry about it. And Ted says, I tell everyone about NIO to buy a few shares and spreading the NIO love, putting the word out. NIO Fangirl says, I bought leap calls for NIO 2250 January 25. That's right. For anybody who didn't see it, the options chains now have NIO into 2025. Ooh-wee. And by the way, if you didn't see my last video, it was kind of echoing when I started with the Federal Reserve. And fun fact, now a lot of people watched very long in that video, maybe because they weren't expecting old Jay Powell to rain on their parade at the beginning, but he was talking about how it's going to be paying until at least 2025. Come on, man. Does that mean they're not going to mess in the stock market themselves until then? That's what we need to be watching. Them and Nancy Pelosi trades and moves. Cutie Pie says those were cheap, but I am sure it will triple by 2023 or so. That's a great point. It's hard to imagine with the production that's coming and then the new market expansion globally. It's hard to imagine that by the time NIO is being anticipated for U.S. entry, let's say, that they're not going to be at a very different level. Fish says, I wonder how many swap stations does NIO plan in the U.S.? Asking Jeff if Jeff's still here and paying attention. I think the European plan and what they do there will give us a little bit of an idea. They're obviously going to approach China differently because they know that market better, and they've really focused on the highway systems and making sure that they have not only the routes managed and handled, but also sort of like fun things that people could do, like a challenge sort of to drive and go along this route and that sort of thing in China. I think that Europe is going to maybe be a little bit more in terms of where populations are and where there's, a necessity. But the U.S. is going to be an even more interesting approach because I think in the big cities, it's going to make the most sense. But I don't know what to expect out, in the smaller, like where, we are, rural, basically the Midwest. I don't know. And I don't know if they're going to do it based on population density or along the, interstates or how that's going to go. And Mystery Q here says, cool selfies. Yes, indeed. Kitty Pie says Mystery Q. Jeff with the response is, I would expect heavy saturation in the West Coast in the beginning. Makes sense. And they are going to have, they've had the presence there. So it would absolutely make sense for them to focus and start there and then go from there. So Twiz Handles, what's up? Says, I love the dips. I don't care. I'm 21. I'm not retiring anytime soon. I will take the discounts. Laugh out loud. Hey, look, it's funny. And somebody I saw, it was a great tweet about Warren Buffett. Dude's like, he just turned 93, I think. And somebody tweeted and said, it's crazy how this guy is pushing 100 and he has a better long-term vision for 20 years down the road than most people who should be looking at it. Like, that's exactly on point. So many people, and even the big money seems so much more focused on the short-term stuff. And I don't know if it's just the greed play or if it's also part of our culture where we just want what we want now. And so there's this lack of discipline and patience and those sort of things. But the thing that makes the most sense to me, and I'm just a very simple, logical, straightforward thinking kind of guy, give me a few dots, I'll try and connect them. It's easier to do the research into something, see that it is going to be a massive presence and make huge waves globally, and then buy in before it's profitable, because that's when volatility is at its highest. But as long as you're right on your research and the company is going to do well long-term, you're well positioned. And as long as you're also adaptive and or understanding that long-term could be 5, 10, maybe, more years than that. And then if you get the benefit of, let's say NIO does end up reporting profitability before 2024, well, boy, that's helpful, especially with the backdrop. If we have sort of this continued just deluge and trashy, crashy U.S. stock market in the background, it's going to make the company even more valuable, I think, as it emerges. Because again, this is not the time to be borrowing money in the U.S., but NIO is a company that's maintained over $8 billion US dollars, equivalent on the balance sheet over the last year while they're doing massive expansion. Wow, it's hard to not feel good fundamentally about the long-term prospects of the company. In my mind, my opinion, not financial advice. Jade says, also Buffett made most of his money in the 70s when the market was down. He was buying. Ooh, I like that. Boom. Seeing and recognizing the opportunity. And that's what it is. Successful people see opportunities where other people see problems. I absolutely believe that. And it's not always easy to do, but yeah, I believe it. Let's go. Smoking, what's up? Thanks for stopping through. It's Friday. It's the NIO Stock Support Group. No big deal. We're all just kicking it, having a good attitude in spite of the ugliness that is the market right now. Let's go back to NIO. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have it up for a little bit. Not talking. 1768. Ooh, what is going to happen? Are we going to see? All right, here's what I'm going to be watching for next week. Let's see this 3-month chart. Oh, yeah. Ooh, Still consolidating. Boy. So yeah, thoughts on next week if we get big numbers. And by the way, let's watch trade volume for NIO leading up to the wait, is it next week? This is the 23rd. Oh wow, next week today. So it'll be into the weekend. Ooh, let's watch stock price action and especially the trade volume for NIO next week and see if there's an uptick leading into the weekend where numbers will be dropped for September. Because if some folks know that the numbers are going to be big and they think they can make a short play, scalp, whatever, we might see an uptick in volume, more buying pressure. Let's see. Especially if the markets overall go down. That's what I'm really curious about. D, what's up? Says hello, AA. It's AA Ron, for those who don't know. Some people call me Aaron. What's up? Welcome, buddy. Twiz says, if you aren't willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. That's a Warren Buffett, and it's a true story. And he lives up the street, and I wrote him a letter. Is it time? Should I write him another letter? I need to put that on my list of things to do. It's a long list. But I should write him another letter. Be like, Warren, what's going on, buddy? He has no clue who I am. And he definitely didn't respond to my last letter. But in my last letter, I think what I did a video on it. For those who didn't see, I think I listed five points or reasons he might want to consider looking at NIO stock. And then one of them was like, I remember one of them was the working together between the CEO from NIO and the CEO from Mobileye, because that was when they were talking about doing the ES8s and doing Mobileye. And so I talked about that. Both of the CEOs are low key, crazy smart, high level. And by the way, Mobileye, I haven't checked this week. I don't know if we have a date on their IPO when they're going to be going public. Ooh, what a time to go public, though. Ooh, this is a tough time to go public. Fish says, I think Monday stock is going to pop. I hope so. I'm ready. Twiz asking if Warren Buffett is my pen pal. It's just a one-sided pen pal, me and Warren. It's me writing and him ignoring, or not reading or not having a clue who I am. But yeah, I did. I sent him a letter a couple of years ago and then talked about it on the channel. And it was fun. Why not? It's all good. If he doesn't respond, his loss, right? If he misses NIO. But actually, he and Charlie Munger did pretty well with their BYD play, because they got in the early, I think, 2006. And then, after about 15 years, big uptick on their profits. They invested over 300 million and it was over, I don't know how many billions. Yeah, they did all right. But I also know he has a preference for profitable companies. So even if you would have read my letter, even if you would read my letter and consider paying attention, I still don't know that he would buy NIO. He might want to wait and see profitability first. I wouldn't be shocked by that. It's the artist formerly known as Gauntlet. What's up? It's time to relax and focus. Welcome. It's been a quieter stream. I've got less energy than normal because typically Seth is here with me. Mustache Seth, for those who don't know, my buddy. And we just, it's always kind of a good upbeat, vibe and positivity and level. And we just kind of joke around and have fun. And I still do that anyway. But it's nice to have someone else, especially, it's taken me almost an hour to drink this, energy drink that I just started at the beginning because I have to keep talking. I don't have Seth to really carry the stream for me. You know what I mean? But that's all right. And actually, Seth did say that possibly teaser, maybe on Tuesday, we'll try to do a stream. I generally have family stuff going on Tuesdays, but maybe evening. If anybody's down for an evening stream, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just pop up. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll have a guest who's a star, stop through. You just never know. Never know what you're going to get. over here. NIO trending. Jade says, we love you, Aaron. You're doing great. I always look forward to watching your videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm spending a lot more time lately trying to kind of get familiar with and the content creation and the technology. It's a big learning curve. You got to understand, I was gone and away from internet for over 7 years. During that time, apps came out. I didn't even know what an app was. So people don't understand just how much of a gap there is that I'm trying to, fill and catch up on. And so several times I've reached out to people and I'm like, hey, will you help teach me how to do this stuff? And I've been willing to pay people and everything, but I really haven't found anyone who has really coached me up a lot. And so I'm just like, I need to learn this. I need to just figure it out on my own. So that's a time investment. I'm working on it. I'm going to try and get things to a notch above and just, kind of get better. It's all about self-improvement. So, but yeah, I trying to bring the content, trying to get better at the creation and content presentation, all that aesthetics, all that. And Seth is calling me right now. Does he not know that I'm on stream right now? Hold on. Should I put him on speaker? Hold on. Let's put him on speaker. Hold on. Is this Seth? Seth, you're on speaker on the stream.
Right now?
I'm on the stream right now. You're on the stream too. Welcome. Yeah, you're so on speakerphone right now.
Hey, chat, I'm pulling up in 2 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. I think the door's open. Grab an energy drink if you want.
All right. I'll be there too.
All right. Bye.
All right, later.
Did you hear Seth apologizing to the chat? Because, hey, at least he's showing up, right? Kitty Pie says, please write another letter. Listen, if y'all want me to write Warren Buffett again, I'll write the man. I will. I'll write him. Did I not? I don't have a pen right here. I'll try and add that to my list, my to-do list. Seth's gonna get here right before market close. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to hold up a little bit. Fish says we all should give Chad. It's not Chad though, it's Seth. But yes, you should. Everyone should give him a hard time. Ask him if he was trimming his mustache or what was going on. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to hear him come in now. There we go. Gauntlet's coaching me out. It says app short for application, but seems to denote a mobile app these days. Goofy, especially since they want unified apps now, unified OS operating systems, right? Wow. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember, being on the phone talking to whatever family member, and they were telling me about something. I don't remember what it was. And they said, oh yeah, it's an app. And I said, well, what's an app? And they were like, it's, and so they're trying to explain an app to me. And I'm just like, I mean, it seems to me like it's just a more direct way to get to a website kind of thing. I don't know. But that's like tags. Somebody's asked me about what tags I use one day. And I just looked at them. I was like, what hashtags to use? What? And then I knew what they were, but I just didn't know what to call them. Super fancy. All this fancy stuff y'all got out here. Time to relax. Focus says, yeah, I got you, Fish. Says Seth, yeah. Unified apps, easier for developers to make one app work across all operating systems and desktop, mobile, etc. I guess that makes sense. And those are the programmers. Those folks are smart. They're super, super duper smart. That's not me, not this guy. Did you get a beverage? Did you get a cold drink?
Do you need one?
I'm finishing this one, but
So, yeah.
bring it in. Let's go. Come on in, buddy. Now the real stream can start.
I know.
Look at this.
That's a bad part.
Nice.
Well, that's all right. We got 45 good solid minutes. Good solid minutes. What's up, guys?
That's ready to keep it going here.
Dude, it's been
It's been a day.
Talk
See
to
the
them.
room.
Talk to the good people.
Dude, I got a cool video. I'll show you the room on video. I can't show the chat yet. It's not fully done. They'll make fun of me. He said backup has arrived. Whoa. Let's go. Game, Seth, and match. Enjoy the weekend. Let's go. They're excited for me.
Yeah, some people have already bounced out, but
Yeah, that's cool.
they didn't know. They waited as long as they could for
Yeah,
you.
I mean, I don't expect any more, guys. Thank you.
Somebody was asking if you were trimming your mustache.
No. Let me get nice and close to the camera. Sorry, that was a close up.
It was a super close up.
Here. All
People
right,
are scared
cool.
right now. Oh, there it is.
Here comes the dirt on your lips. Come on, guys. We're past that. We're honestly past that. It's more than dirt now. It's like mud.
Have you checked NIO lately?
No, haven't even opened the market.
Here's where we are right now.
You know, if I wasn't about to pay rent in like 7 days, I would say I'm gonna go buy some. But like things are different now, guys.
Yeah,
I'm like a big boy.
Stop it.
I'm like paying rent and like a
it.
trash bill
No.
and like water and electricity and
Don't
stuff.
do it.
It's weird.
Man.
It's bad. It's not good for the bank account, but that's why I got you guys, right? No, I'm playing. But yeah, it's chill. The closet got there. Got to build that on Sunday. Probably.
I was like, how do you order a closet?
How do you order a closet? Amazon, bro.
It's technology, man.
I ordered my bed on Amazon. I ordered my closet on Amazon. I ordered my lights on Amazon.
Wow.
Hey, we make it work. We make it work.
Time to relax and focus. Says red is up now, right?
Red is up now.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the thumbnail that I did today, by the way? Did you look at it or not?
Was it just the same? No, you sent it to me. I saw your text.
You gotta look at the thumbnail. Look at it.
I just thought it was
closely.
the same.
Sometimes I do little subtle things to see if anybody's paying attention.
I wasn't. Clearly.
Most people aren't usually.
Most people aren't.
Details matter.
Oh, who's that? Who's that in the bottom right there? It like only shows like half of his face.
And look at the note next to it. It's like almost everyone welcome.
Almost everyone welcome.
Not everyone welcome.
Not everyone. Put the little stocks too, right on the rocket. I like it.
Like going down. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We might have
Thanks,
to put
J.
one
Powell.
going down into the ground. Yeah. Thanks, pal. A point little 7.5 was a 0.75.
Oh, listen, Fish has
hype.
ideas. Look at this. We didn't even talk about this.
Move in with AA Ron. We all pitch in for bunk bed. We'd be like the Step Brothers scenes for like.
Actually, you know what? I've done a lot of
I was gonna say Aaron's
last...
probably had enough bunk bed time in his life. I'm sure he doesn't need me sleeping right over him anymore. You know.
Yeah. You know, it's fun when you're a kid. It's not so fun.
It's not so fun when you're like an adult and like forced to do it, like type of thing. It's not really a choice. That's funny. It'd be like the Step Brothers, like I was saying, where they're like building it, and they're like, "Mom, you gotta come. There's blood everywhere." And he's just got that little scratch, and he's like, "Oh," he's like looking at it right on his elbow. He's like, "Oh, there's blood everywhere." The dude goes, "We told you no power tools." That'd be us.
That might be us.
But you'd be Dale.
It could be us.
I call Brennan. You can be Dale. You cool with that? Or no?
I don't know if there's a win.
I don't think there's a win, dude.
I feel like it's a lose-lose. Nah. Smoking says stocks are going up a little after hours.
Stocks are going up a little after hours. Oh, I think
Hexacon, what's up? Hexagon Lexicon is here. Let's
Hold
go.
on, wait a minute. What did I do?
By the
Was
way,
that 0?
I did this, but he couldn't make it today, but I didn't tell the people.
Oh, what did he say? He's in vacay in Italy?
Yeah,
he's laughing?
He's been all over in Europe, but
He's laughing? I
had
saw
to
he was
invite him.
tweeting.
I was hoping he'd pop up. But
Yeah.
Another
dude,
time.
I'll
They don't know.
Another time.
Chat doesn't
That's
know.
okay. They don't need to
save
know.
it.
They
We
don't
got
need
to
to
save
do it
some
today.
surprises.
I gotta go like the live stream link and stuff, dude. I gotta catch up on my phone. I haven't even been on this.
That's got to catch up.
Marshall, speaking
Yeah, that was this
speaking
morning,
of
yeah.
devil, he's mad. He's mad.
Mad at the algos.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Hexagon. Welcome.
We got Hexagon. What's up, man? I love the profile pic, little NIO profile pic.
Mhm.
So what were the regulars doing in here? Because they're not saying what's up to me. Where's like
I know it's kind of
Roman, Rune, was Ted in here?
Yeah,
Was he in here at all? Ted, I feel like hasn't been around almost.
Well, there's a couple Teds. Ted Vancouver was
Ted
in
A. Ted A. That's always giving me crap. It's Ted A. Ted A, if you're in here, dude, just say something, man. Fish has been talking.
Fish,
Cutie
yeah, Fish
Pie.
coming to the
Ted
lake.
Vancouver. Cool.
You know,
There's
people
another
are on a
Ted.
different schedule when the market's getting beat down like
That's
this.
okay.
I think it's hard. You know, people are just trying to stop through when they can.
Yeah, for real.
And it's been a little quiet. I gotta say.
Has it?
Yeah,
Has it? It's tough. That's my bad, dude.
No, that's all right.
I was hurrying. I got my bed set up, and then I was like, well, I still got all this stuff to like move in. I just picked up everything, like put on the floor.
Well, I knew you'd want to come over.
I did want to really bad. I did want to be here. That's obviously why I'm
about the
an hour late. I love it.
And smoking.
Smoking. What's up, man? How are we doing today? Were the folks pretty just in a bad mood just because of like the market or what?
No, everybody's been chill. It's just people are kind of popping at different
Not
times,
a lot of questions.
And not a ton of questions.
People don't have questions. Oh, there's Will Smith. Come on.
Yeah, Will said to tell you, hey, he had to take off.
Cool.
Scotland.
Jake was in here. Cool.
Yep.
All right, so they were in here. They were in here. I'll get back down to the chat. Emiliano said, hey, Seth, Aaron, will you stream the European entry in October?
It's October 7th. NIO Day. NIO Day. In Germany.
In Europe. I was going to say, I thought they were doing NIO Day like later down the road.
That's the NIO Day in China.
Okay.
But they're doing it
October
in
7th? What day is that?
I haven't looked, but
I'll look. Don't worry. That's why I'm here now.
Is it over the weekend? It might be over the weekend.
It probably is.
I will try to do that. Yes.
7th is a Friday.
Stop it.
Don't tell me it just worked out too well.
Yeah,
that is. What's German time? What time
still
are they
in the future
on?
From us. I want
Are
to say
they
like 7-ish hours ahead of us?
Everyone's just ahead of us.
Yeah,
it's not fair.
Yeah.
Well, it's on a Friday, so either way, you know, we'll probably
try to make it happen.
We'll probably have to make something happen for sure.
For sure.
It's just been like this. Huh?
I know, like it's just a.
Where you at, chat? I know you guys got questions.
I know.
Dude, like 12 people just left. I'm sorry, they're not loving my mustache, dude. They're like, screw this guy. I'm out of here. He ain't got nothing to say. U11's talking in the chat. Let's go.
U11, what's up?
What's up, Stona? U11. I gotta do some checking, dude. Fun fact: I haven't even ate today.
Smoking says, "You haven't eaten anything."
Nothing,
dude.
I know, but like I've just been focused. Like I've
Been
been zoned in,
get
guys.
your
I've been
smoothies on
zoned
that.
in. Bought a box of Band-Aids. I'm hanging. You need a lot of
Frank,
Band-Aids,
what's up,
man.
Frank?
Let's go, Frank. There he is.
It's,
What's going on with NIO stock, man?
Getting beat down with the market is pretty much, and I've been talking about it in my videos.
I gotta like open my Robinhood app today.
I don't know
And
if
like
you want
look. Bro.
I tried to warn you.
I mean, this is not NIO related, but Ethereum is back at when I bought it 2 years ago. I'm up 70 cents.
Oh man.
I've never seen some stuff like this. What are we?
Yeah, no, it's
Really bad time to be moving out, guys. There's a lot of money to be moved around right now, and it's just not happening for me. But
Caddy did a really good video talk. He did a recap of a Ray Dalio video, and Dalio talked about we've got a few things going on that have never happened before globally, and the U.S. is looking like, and it's kind of consistent with what Powell's promising, more pain until maybe 2025.
Right. I mean, when does it end?
Thanks, Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Come on.
I didn't even watch. I just got the notification, the classic food. 0.75 points.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's just like,
man.
we need
Just
to put you
stop.
all through more pain.
Maybe just stop. Maybe just stop doing anything because clearly not helping anything.
Okay, we got
Eric.
Jade says Wyatt has been focused.
Wyatt Earp has been. Who's that? Am I supposed to know who that is? Was that a joke towards me?
I'm thinking it has to do with the stash.
Dude, if I Google.
Is it a cowboy stash? I'm
if I Google Wyatt. Wait.
Wyatt Earp.
Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
Am I going to be mad? Or is he like is he a good looking dude?
No, he's legit. Like
he's legit
baller
dude.
Status back in the day. He was not the one to try.
Dude, you know, what's his name? Oh, I went into work the other day. My maintenance manager said, "What's up?" It's like not Bob Jeremy, dude. Do you know like
Not
what
Ron
I'm
Jeremy.
referencing? Yes, Ron Jeremy, bro. He goes, "What's up, Ron Jeremy?" And I was like, "Who is that?"
Oh no.
And then I look up Ron Jeremy, and I was like, I guess. I guess I'll take it. Don't Google Ron Jeremy, by the way, Chad. Do not go and Google Ron Jeremy. Wyatt Earp had a nasty mustache. I will totally accept that. He had a comb over, though, so like his hair on the top wasn't as good, but that mustache is dirty.
Well, I mean, he's like wearing a cowboy hat,
Whoa,
probably.
he's wearing like top hat. Like, look at that thing. That thing is thangin'.
He was not one to try.
That thing is thangin'.
Oh, man, you got chat going now.
What? What are they saying?
Well, Eric says next week is
Rune.
typically the worst week in the market. Watch closely. We'll definitely be watching. Yeah.
I mean,
October.
I'll be doing my best to watch for sure. Maybe a little time to make some money in the market. I don't mess around with puts too much, but with all this chat talk and all this like downward, like I don't even know, it's like emotion, like sentiment, like
it's
pressure.
Tough.
I don't even know. Maybe some puts might be flying.
Rune.
Rune, let's go. Evening all. Afternoon for us, but evening to you, I guess. Eric, LOL.
Everybody's
You
laughing
11.
about the Ron
LOL.
Jeremy.
The Ron
comment.
Jeremy. I was gonna say, if y'all know who Ron Jeremy is, and you know who Ron Jeremy is.
And if you don't look them up.
Yeah, my mate, I literally walked in and maintenance was like, "What's up, Ron Jeremy?" And I was like, what? I was like, "Who is that?" And he was like, "What do you mean, who's that?" I was like, "I don't know who that is." He's like, "Just look him up." I looked him up, man. We'll just leave it at that. Wish I was wrong. Optimo, man. Grow the muzzy, man. Let it fly. Rune said, "Oh, we're still talking about that little thing you have on your." It's not little. You guys are ridiculous. It's honestly not little. It's honestly coming in very nice. I actually do trim it, so just know. I mean, I said this last week, but I'll let it grow for you guys if you want to see something real. Jade said, "Haha, he was the man."
Talking about Wyatt Earp.
Oh, okay.
Doc
Wyatt.
Holliday,
We're not talking about Ron
They were a couple
anymore.
gunslingers back in the day.
And Aaron is Doc Holliday. Were they like a partner?
They were kind of
Like
badass. dudes.
Django. Have you seen?
No, I
Have you
haven't.
seen the Django's?
I
Dude?
haven't.
Django's like it's like a parody, like cowboy, like old Western movie, but it's on Netflix. Dude. I know you don't be watching TV or whatnot. You're like anti.
Well, that movie came out, I think, when I was
Well,
gone,
so
maybe?
there was an older one, and they've made two more, and the first one is on Netflix. It's like a spinoff, like kind of joke of like old Western movies, but it's like, yeah, we'd be Django. AKA Hedgehog at Optimo. He's in prison. Ron Jeremy is in prison. Hey, all I know is I just got called it and I had to do my due diligence. All right. I'm always doing my due diligence. I don't know where he's at now or what he's what really he's doing for a living now, but
He probably made some money. Anyway, that's enough.
Anyway. Well, we get off the
Not the NIO
Ron
Stock
Jeremy.
support group we were
I
talking
walk
about.
in and we start talking about Ron
Oh,
Jeremy
man.
and Django and Cowboys. Sometimes when the chat is slow and they don't want to talk, we just have to make our own combo, man. I mean, sometimes you got to go off script.
Sometimes it'll go left a little bit.
The news anchors will tell you. What did we close it? What did we close at? 1765?
Yeah.
Man. Dude, what did we open at?
Look at this one.
20? Did we open at above 20? Below 20?
XPV.
Is green?
No. We'll try.
What is the time frame on the chart? Today?
Yeah.
What? How?
There's
Oh.
3 month, 1 month.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's up today, though. Obviously, right? Well, about. I mean, it's not as down as.
3 cents on the day.
That's not bad. She's holding.
Jack's going nuts. Though. Hold on.
Are they? We'll be there in a
I think
second.
So yeah.
Yeah, NIO. What do we open at?
I didn't see we opened that. It
I
was,
got it. Robin Hood's got me. Ron Jeremy is gross. Agreed, man. I was just called it, man. I didn't promote it. Adrian said Chapong at all-time lows.
Yeah, that's why I pulled it up.
Oh, okay. I didn't even read that one yet. All-time lows.
Oh, Rune's at work. Off again. Just want to say hi.
Oh,
Great
shoot,
weekend.
I
Hope you see Neil Rice soon. Thanks.
Sweet.
Rune.
Thank you, Rinman. Appreciate it. The English window cleaner in
Yes.
Cali. There we go.
So God save the king earlier or queen earlier. My
yeah.
bad. I meant
You know.
so, yeah.
OMG, Aaron, I thought you were interviewing Burt Reynolds. What are all these references, guys? I don't know who all these people are. Like, I'm like a Gen. What do they call me? A millennial? Am I a millennial?
Remember, I always
We
get
did
confused.
have this conversation.
Yeah,
I'm a Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Z.
Sure.
I would prefer the term millennial over any Gen blah blah blah. But whatever. You guys, let me know what I am. I'm 20, by the way, so do the math and let me know. Burt Reynolds. Now I got to look up Burt. Oh, I looked up Burt, and it's the very first thing that came up. So, resting place, Hollywood, forever. Florida State. He's an actor.
Yeah, he was. He was, big time.
He lived a long life.
Yeah,
shoot.
He was doing the.
He's a good-looking dude. I'll take it. I'll take it over freaking on. Kidding me?
And
then smoking's just bringing out the facts. Let's clear the air once again, guys. Like I was called.
That's the Ron Jeremy. We're
I
gonna
was
set that right
I was
over
called
there.
Ron, not for anything about me, but the stash. Like that is simply that's it, and that's all that there ever will be to that. Shouldn't have said anything because now chat's like, Eric said, put a Detroit Tigers Old English hat on, and you're the next.
They were calling him Magnum behind Tom Selleck the one day.
Take it. Let's go. All these references coming in. Chat knows.
Soy
dog. So glad I bought it. 45. I'm sensing a little bit of sarcasm, but I'm really glad I bought it 60. So
yeah, it's just a beat down. It's collaboratively going all around everywhere.
Just know you're in a boat, but you're not alone, man. You're not alone floating around. Yeah.
And it's good company. That's one thing I'll say.
Indeed.
Good company for real.
What are deliveries going to be this month?
What do you think? We're talking about it. Guidance suggests they should be in the $10,000 to $12,000 or $1,000 number.
$10,000 worth of deliveries.
I hope it's more than that.
That's why NIO's not profitable, guys. Is because they're only making $10K a month. I don't know. I don't want to give a guess. I'm like not even in the market. But what they had 10. What was the last one? 10.3.
Just over 10 the first 2 months of this quarter. And the quarter guidance is like 33-ish, roughly.
Maybe not record breaking, but there's always room for optimism.
They might surprise us. The co-founders are both in Europe, hanging out, kicking it, posting selfies, driving on the Autobahn, all that.
Right, laughing.
Beer and whatnot.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm kind of wondering if they're going to pop up with a big number.
Something good.
Good number.
That'd be kind of weird. I'm interested see how it would move, I guess, with all this like downward pressure and kind of bad market sentiment in general. If they were to put out a random record that was like kind of unexpected, how it would move.
Right.
That would be weird.
That's my thought. We will have a couple of days of ET5s from NIO Park, but only September 30th is the first day they're delivering from there. So I don't expect a big uptick from that. I'm going to say 10 to 13,000 in that range, because the other thing is Chengdu was shut down for part of the month. I don't know where else was shut down, but that would have hurt a little bit, slowed things a little.
For sure.
So I'm saying 10 to 13.
Kevin said 25% in a week, almost down 25%.
Probably, yeah.
This week.
It's been rough. It's been the market though. I mean, and I've talked about it in my video, the last couple of videos.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I don't like doing those videos, but at the same time, it's
kind of essential sometimes.
I want to try and talk about
kind of essential.
This is what, I'm thinking. And
sure.
When Powell promises pain,
pain will come.
And they've already cashed out, when the market had topped. So if they're out and Pelosi's out, I mean, whatever.
Pelosi. I hate that name. Such a bad, ugly name. I'm sorry if anyone in the chat has the last name Pelosi. I didn't mean it towards you at all.
Very specific reference.
Very, very, very specific reference to like a couple individuals. And they're probably not in this chat.
Best traders in the world. Though.
I would, you hate them. Yeah, whatever. Frank said it should be 15K this month because of NIO Park, but NIO Park is next.
Full month for NIO Park is going to be October.
October.
So that's where I think we get
The
that
full.
number. Yeah.
Cool. But Frank has high expectations. I like it.
Yeah, I hope he's right.
Like I said, always room for optimism for sure.
I would not be mad if we get a new record. Yeah, well, 13 would be a new record, and we'll take it. But
we would take it.
I think it's doable. One of the commenters had said a while back that they noticed the third month in each quarter, NIO seems to have a big uptick in delivery numbers, like they almost kind of wait and then load up. And
right.
But with the shutdowns, I don't know what that did this month.
Yeah.
And with
also,
both of them
years are
gone.
very different, especially now. I mean, in just dealing with stuff in general, years are very different economy-wise. We don't got any other chat. I don't like being caught up to chat.
It's
Usually
super
we're
quiet
chasing
today.
chat.
Yeah.
There's only 19 in here. The
I know,
19
they're dropping off.
OGs.
There's the other one, Jeremy talking.
Yeah, they're pissed.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't blame them.
Hey, it's not like I was like supporting.
So we got him. We got Tom Selleck. We got
Wyatt.
a lot
We
of-
got
yeah.
we got the other guy,
Burt Reynolds.
Bert,
Mhm.
Wyatt, Ron.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow. Smoking says NIO unveiled release schedule for
NIO Unveiled. What's NIO Unveiled? Is that like supposed to be the title of something? The NIO Unveiled?
no, he's saying the release schedule. What's the release schedule?
Oh, they
What do you mean?
unveiled a release schedule. Oh, okay. I was confused there for a second. Yeah, Smoking, clarify a little bit, man. Jade said 1 full day of ET5 deliveries, September 30th could be high. Who knows? Last day of month could run.
Yeah, they'll try. I mean, I was thinking about that. I think they got, is it 47 delivery centers?
47 delivery
Is that right?
centers.
I don't know if that's right.
I don't know.
I might just be
Fact
making that
check.
up.
Piotr?
Pure, what's up?
Update from the 18-year-old NIO investor.
Let's go. I'm
Yeah,
already a
I
fan.
was there once. Let's go. Sold a total of 0 shares, holding till I can buy a house.
Let's go.
Hey, man, that's a good plan. I've been there, except for you're buying it 17, and when I was 18, I was buying it. Yeah, well, we all know how that one goes.
Well, it's we learn as we go.
I was in between chicken runs at Hy-Vee. I was
Man,
checking the stock market, seeing what I could buy up. What is the pre-order number for ET5?
There, I think. Well, seen a couple different things.
Speculation.
200,000, but I've also seen that it's a 23-week wait. But that also doesn't tell us how many they're going to be delivering,
Right?
Or how far backlog they are.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the number ends up being closer to 300,000, but they haven't actually given us an official number. And I don't expect it. I just think the crazy thing is it's not just the ET5 that's so far out, like ET7, the ES7, they're all out a ways. If you put an order in, you got to wait to get them. So
Yeah.
it's they're big numbers. I know that. But NIO won't actually say.
Yeah. For usual. Smoking. I'll get to Hexagon in a second. Smoking said haven't watched yet. I'll be back. If you want, Smoking, just tell us what to watch. I mean, we can share the screen and watch it live or something.
Unveiled release
Like
schedule.
was-
I don't know what
If something was put out or something that we can watch, we can do it on here if you want. Unless he's already off it and not even listening to me and I'm just talking to nobody, but it could be the case. Hexagon said Pelosi doo-doo. Have you pinned a message? You did pin one message today. Another ugly week for NIO. Mike said, keep the faith. Very meaning of NIO is blue sky coming.
Way live. Blue sky
Like
coming.
it.
Let's go.
Pelosi doo-doo is probably going to have to get favorited there. It's like, just because. Yeah, we're probably going to have to pin that one. So if anyone hops in here, they can click on those pin messages and just see Pelosi doo-doo. Because Pelosi's doo-doo.
I'm looking to see if I can find that.
NIO Unveiled type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smoking, if you're in here, let us know, man. But he's probably in another tab, like swiped out of us and
Possibly.
just watching it now. But when he's back,
We're back up from 19 to 24, though. Let's go.
we did pop up. So
Number flex.
Let's go.
Where's that Pelosi talk?
what'd you max out at today? You know?
I don't know.
Did we get in the 40s?
Maybe.
Maybe 50s.
Maybe. Oh, there it is. AT5 and AT7. Oh, that's what I thought. See, here's my thinking.
Should I look something up or what?
No, it's they said, what did you do? It just got
Wait, what?
I don't know what happened there. The live thing got super fancy.
Wait, it's like selected. Oh. It was just I could have deleted it.
That's fancy. That's fancy tech stuff.
It was just selected, guys.
That was something that I talked about earlier. If NIO confirms this, that they're going to do the ET5 release in Europe, then that's actually crazy bullish on the delivery side, because ET5 is going to be focused on from NeoPark. And the first phase of NeoPark is supposed to have capacity to 300,000 in a year. So they wouldn't be expanding to Europe if they're 23 weeks out on deliveries in China.
Obviously, 2023.
Unless they think they can handle them.
Right.
So that means...
Can they handle?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, and maybe that's why the co-founders are in Europe drinking beer and stuff.
Because they're celebrating maybe
they're
a bit?
like about to start crushing it, and they know they're going to crush it.
If we had the man himself in here, we might be able to find out a little something special, but we'll get him.
Maybe next time.
We'll get him. I think if chat could see your grout fit going on today, maybe they wouldn't be so focused on my mustache. I don't know. I just looked at your pants and I was like,
dude, I've still got my prison sweats on. I'm sporting them today.
Don't worry. The hat's gray. The sweatshirt is gray. And guess what, guys? The pants are very gray.
It's all gray.
It's the grout fit.
It's a great day.
Sometimes you got to do it.
Let's go.
NIO Day in Europe in November.
October 7th, isn't it? Wait.
October, November. That's what we were saying earlier.
I thought it was
That's
October
what you
7th.
said earlier.
We'll check on it and get back to you.
Yeah.
Or you can check on it and correct us.
Smoking's like on some undercover like spy stuff right now. He's trying to get answers from us and we don't have them. Sorry, man.
Because I remember thinking, wow, that's only like 2 weeks away. That's crazy.
It is.
But that's
why are they doing it so far apart, you think?
They want to
in China and Europe. I mean, like, why wouldn't they do it first in China? Just because.
Well, the China one is they do annually.
So it's always December.
Always December,
always
January. That
when is the Chinese New Year again? You know that.
That's later. It's like February-ish.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. In Germany, they're going to Germany because that's where the competition is. BMW, Audi, Mercedes.
Audi, yeah.
So they're wanting to put a staple on that and say, hey, we're about to
we're about to come in.
Yeah.
Speaking of Audi, anything on that whole case thing with the naming? It just was like a one-hit wonder type of thing, and now no one's ever going to talk about it again. Like, do they have to change the name of the car or what? It was the ES7, right? Was that the one they were worried about?
No, it was it was them using the ES.
Just ES in general?
Yeah,
I thought it was for like the one. It wasn't, I guess, specified to a model then.
No,
it was just that because the Audi has what it's just called the S, whatever. Yeah. Man, they're tripping. That ain't even the same. Literally a whole letter in there. Come on.
Yeah.
But I guess it's obviously not a big deal because who's talking about it? Only me.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people ask about it, but I don't think anything's really coming of it. And I don't know what the court system's like in Germany. That'd be a Marcel question if we get him on one day.
Right.
What we got?
Chuck said, when is phase 2 of NeoPark going into production? I haven't had time to research on my own. Sorry. Don't be sorry, man. That's what we're here for.
Chuck, what's up?
Love it.
I believe, and I've got to
I guess I should say that's what Aaron's here for.
The mental cards.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got to flip through that little brain because I
want to say that they're trying to get it ready so they can do production, and it might be for the sub brand by mid-year 2023, if I'm remembering right. I think that's when it is and what it is.
But you know how things are.
Yeah,
stuff gets delayed. Stuff could get pushed out, but the way it's looking right now, stuff gets delayed
in China
more than anything. It's
NeoPark
hard.
Has been fast to get up, and let's see what these numbers end up being.
For sure. Frank said, "What do you think NIO is going to close at end of year?" What did I say? But didn't I get asked that one time, and that's when I gave that one. I was happy with. I think I was happy with like a 34, like anything above 30 range, but we won't actually be able to tell if that's even possible really until December, I don't think, like just to see where we're headed by end of year. Because if we're, that one, like I sent you that one chart that follows that pattern over the last couple of years and whatnot during election times, especially.
Yeah.
And, it's looking like it might just have to be a November, December type thing because October's not looking too fancy. But I would be very happy anywhere in the 30s, probably because my average price is like right below the 30s. But
yeah, I still haven't given a number, but I've said all year that I want to see what happens with the backdrop of the market, which is my biggest concern. And it's still,
if we stay like this, obviously we're at 17, like we're not
year.
even close. So don't take my word for it or anything like that, because this is not financial advice, No.
But NIO could start running on its own too. And so, the trade volume is going to be a big indicator. We only had a few days where the trade volume was elevated and we saw NIO start moving up, and then it came back down. And if it's being heavily shorted and with all the sell-off going on, it's
going to be hard.
Anybody's guess, but
really.
The backdrop of the market being what it is, it's trash. The market is trash right now. So it's hard to imagine NIO can make a lot of headway with that in the background. And so that's why I kind of stayed focused on what's that going to be doing. Especially
not being, I guess, maybe a U.S. company in the U.S. stock exchange. It would be very tough. It'd be very good. It'd be very cool and a good sign if they were able to run against the market. But
we got all these big YouTubers doing videos talking about China's economy.
Right. And everyone, it's just Americans in general usually have a biased opinion. And not just against China, just other countries in general. It's hard. There's going to be a lot of talk, and we'll see.
Yeah, they got a bias against doing research.
Yep.
In depth, deep dive.
People are just scared of what they don't know.
It takes time and
people get scared of what they don't know. And they do.
Yeah, it's easier to get, and the narrative is definitely negative toward China.
100%.
Because these guys are putting the videos out and they're getting tons of views, and I'm just like, the data's, it's what it is.
Yeah, we are in the minority of people that that speak positively about Chinese companies and NIO in general. I would say we're in a minority group for sure.
Yeah, it's a different feel. Seeing some of the stuff, like, did you watch the video where I did the one, is the Graham Stephan one, where I was kind of like, all right, this dude isn't even connecting dots. He's given the data, but he's not actually paying attention. Because if you look closely,
explaining why the data matters,
this is why he's wrong about what he's saying, and what he's actually could be doing is talking about, the U.S. is actually in the precarious, dangerous position, not China.
100%.
But that's not the popular narrative.
I think right now the U.S. is at one of its weakest points that it's been since I've been alive, at least. Like, I obviously, when I was like 0 through like 5 years old, I had no clue what was going on.
You weren't really in the market then?
I was like looking, but I wasn't really buying too much. I was just window shopping a little bit. But I'm saying, like, since I've been like, aware or conscious of, the market and politics and everything else, it seems to me like right now we're just kind of in the worst position we have been in a while. And, let's go Brandon. So yeah, that's all there. I'll just leave it with let's go Brandon, because he's helping.
Oh man.
So I didn't even finish Frank's thing. I'm sorry, Frank. He said my prediction is going to close at 27 by end of year. I would be cool with 27. I like that. It's kind of a weird little. 7's a weird number. 7's a hard number to pick. Blue skies are coming. William Lee, a genius.
Yeah, he is.
Good vibes, it. Frank, NIO is the next Tesla. That's what we're invested for, man. But I was gonna say, how we feel, Frank. Smoking said German News had an article about NIO last week. Publicity. At this point, when we're NIO's this one, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Right now, obviously, there is such a thing as bad publicity, but when a company is small, publicity is publicity. It's at some point, it's just getting your name to other people.
Those German brands are based there.
Yeah.
So NIO comes in and makes waves there. They know They know what it is,
I
right? It's
mean,
going to be on the wall.
And once you give it enough time to actually prove itself, then the bad publicity actually turns into, better, good publicity. And it just kind of, I feel like it's momentum.
Yeah, the U.S. stuff. And let's face it, a lot of U.S. people still don't even know about NIO. So if Europe starts talking about it, and then we see the ET5 and the ET7 start
In
popping
Europe?
up, and people in the U.S. are like, wait, what's going on over here now? New player in town. Let's
100%.
go. Let's go.
James said, back in the day, Mead sued Toyota over Lexus, even though Mead's brand was Lexus. Toyota won.
Interesting.
Learn something new every day. Thank you,
Well, that's
James.
the thing. Yeah, James, it's a good point. It's the regulations and the court systems and all that is kind of, it's up in the air about what the time frames and how they'll rule and what will come of it, if anything. But of course, if NIO only releases the, ET7, ET5 or whatever, then it might not matter anyway.
Right. Sure. I was just thinking about this. I always wonder what the stream would be like if it was like 2018, like right before COVID, when everything was like going up and like going positively, like just what people would be saying and like what the stream would be like if we were in 60s and stuff. Like, I'm just interested to see like when that time comes.
Yeah, whenever that happens,
what
again,
the stream is going to be
funny.
like.
And it's going to be fun to see how many people come in,
Right, and start like being like, oh, like, yay, NIO, like, let's go NIO. Like, where were you before, huh? Where were you when we were getting kicked in the dirt, huh? Nowhere. That's where.
That's funny.
Smokin said all the news was positive.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's gonna be a successful launch, I feel like, in Europe, and it's gonna kind of set the table for. I'm wondering, and again, it's back to that point of ET5. How fast can they get deliveries out to meet demand that's in China that is crazy high demand? And if they can get to that point, then how fast can they expand into the US?
Yeah.
Because they'll come here if they can handle it.
That's what I'm saying.
But dude, they got it. I mean,
it's so hard to predict stuff now.
We haven't even had a 15,000 month delivery.
Yeah.
So, like I want to make sure.
So hard not to get ahead of ourselves. Like, just because we don't know when things will go back to quote unquote normal, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
But like, as I was saying earlier, like when stuff was normal, it'd be a lot easier, I feel like, for us to answer a lot of questions when there wasn't all this outside noise and stuff going on in the world. Like, it's so hard to answer like futuristic questions because obviously in 2019 or 2020, like whenever all of this pandemic and stuff started, I was like, oh, like in a year it'll be back to normal. And here we are in 2022 still going through, the same stuff. And so it's pretty much thought in the wind, I guess.
Well, for me, the thing that's wild is like people talk about the Chinese real estate. The U.S. real estate market is what people should be concerned about. Because I'm looking at that and I'm going,
I'll see if this guy still has this fact. One guy that I used to be friends with, he does investing stuff. He put some fact on his story about housing markets and inflation rates back in whatever. Like, you could have bought like a $200,000 home and had the same exact rates like back then versus buying like a $700,000 house right now, and you would still have the same or a higher rate like on that house. It was some weird thing. And I was like, what?
Yeah, people, it's already, and I'm
people
already
are paying an insane amount.
Banks are the ones who actually are the indicator for what's really shifting, and they're already making adjustments, and it's not good.
Well, everyone also, I feel like in America, wants to not blow off our problems by putting it on another country or other people's economies and comparing to that. But I feel like a lot of people don't want to realize that, we're in just as much trouble as right now, economically wise, in politics and whatever kind of society they have aside. I'm just talking straight economically, as a lot of other countries, no matter how they run their country, no matter what their setup is, I mean, the U.S. we're down there, and people, I feel like, don't want to really realize that, and they just kind of want to push it off and be like, well, everywhere else is doing bad. Like,
yeah, the bad thing is our debt is so out of control, and our inflation rates continue to go up, and that's not good.
And that's a bad combination.
Yeah, and Powell thinks that making things worse is going to help. And that seems to be what Biden thinks too. Anyway, let's go back to the chat now because
Chuck
both
said,
about phones, so
how do you feel about NIO's phone gamble, positive or negative for the company?
definitely positive. And there is a clip that I started to do a video on and I wasn't satisfied with it. I need to go back and do it again. It's on my list. It's kind of a long list of things to do in video content. Yes, yeah, like
If you were here last week, you know.
Yep. And so I'm working on it, but very, very bullish, very positive. NIO, again, with their branding, is focused on premium and great services. That's one of the reasons I'm so excited about the company.
Yeah. And if you think about when or if they do, you know, implement all the phones and stuff, they already have the app, right?
Yeah.
And they already have this great customer service. They have electrical grid plays for a lot of China, you know. And if it all comes together how they are like planning or how it's kind of making, you know, it seem and like the roadmap all comes together, then I mean, NIO's gonna do so much more than just sell vehicles.
Yeah.
Like if everything that is already set in place and everything comes together like we're planning and like, you know, that we see and that the facts are pointing to, you know, it's just going to be so much more, so much bigger than like Tesla is here. Because at the end of the day, Tesla is a car company. I mean, you could consider like they do have like technology and they do like, you know, work on tech stuff as far as electrical vehicles go, but they're not like, I wouldn't consider them a tech company ever, you know, like I wouldn't give them that title, even though, yes, they work on EV technology and all that, but I don't know. They don't play as big a part as NIO will, I don't think, in China relative to Tesla here, if we had to compare.
Yeah, the ecosystem and the way it can grow for NIO is just at a different level and scale than most companies.
And at the end of the day, we're just waiting for, you know, it all to kind of come together, I guess.
Yeah, they've got the R&D team working on things, and I think they're wanting in about a year to come out with the phones.
Yeah.
And we'll see about updates and that sort of thing as we go. But again, I'll get the video out once I get it done. James also talked about the phones. Says, I wonder a lot about the phones. Now 2 different lower brands in development. It's a lot of R&D expenses, talking about 2 different sub-brands for the vehicles from NIO. They don't all have to succeed, but 2 of them do. And yeah, James, that's the thing that keeps like, it's mind-boggling to me, but I think it's the partnerships that have allowed NIO to maintain the $8 billion balance sheet for a year while they're doing all this massive expansion.
100%.
It's crazy. They're doing so much and not spending money. That is a really
insane balance sheet. And before anyone brings up any balance sheets and claiming profitable and all this stuff, I'll say it again, Tesla literally just sells Bitcoin and they can claim profitability. So I don't want to see any comments there about profitability.
Well, the funny thing is Tesla needed the government subsidies to
literally
get to profitability. NIO doesn't.
Literally
so that's a big
go
difference.
and sell an asset and claim it, but it's not because of like any special. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
They do have Mr. Overhype though. Elon can tweet and their stock price will go up.
Yeah, well, maybe he
there
should
is
just,
that.
Literally,
there is that.
It's crazy. Before we keep going on, I do have to leave in 2 minutes. It's been a short 45.
It has been.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chad.
Well, chat start picking up.
It's
so
a busy day.
Let's get caught up on chat.
Yeah, we'll go through here. But best friend's back from Morningside. Got to see him. You know. Smoking said global recession. That R word. Yeah. That recession is it's floating around.
The U.S. is leading the way.
Full charge on the stallion. The sword pointed out, man. Chester, what's up, Chester? What's up, Cats? What's up, Chester? In some October 2019, cashed out on first run and back in for more. Time frame's really tough for me to gauge. I can't see myself not in NIO and then be standing by a swap station. That's a good way to put it.
That's a really good point.
Heck yeah. Where are you from, Chester? Up? Let us know if you're near any swap stations or whatnot.
Yeah,
love the global community, man. Math guy, let's go. I have a put on NIO at 1750 expiring next week. If it drops below 1750 by next Friday, I'll own 100 shares.
Nice.
So you can. So the puts do offer you the chance to buy those 100 shares at that price too. That's nice to clear up because I did have some confusion if it was just like buying it. If you have the rights to 100 shares, bang, cleared. Let's go, math guy. Look, they're already calling me, and they got 1 more minute. Get off my phone.
Close.
Come on.
So close.
Come on.
We better wrap.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
I mean, you can always stay on. I will,
No, I should. I
got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Cool.
That list.
Just keeps growing.
Actually, and that I need to do. Oh no, I already forgot. What do I need to do? I need to do. Oh, I'm supposed to write a letter to Warren Buffett.
Yep. Bang.
They
Number
want me
one.
they want me to write Warren again. So
He's got to know.
Warren, I'm sending you a snail mail, buddy. He has no clue who I am. He's definitely not going to watch this.
It's like,
It's
who's this Aaron guy?
It's all right. Because whoever else watches this is going to laugh. And that's what matters.
Said Chet,
Okay.
Ohio.
Let's go.
Halloween famous city.
Nice.
NIO went on Sunday, sale on Monday. Gotta love a NIO sale, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens this next week. Really curious because it'll run into weekend delivery numbers. If Big Money knows something's coming and it's a big number,
They'll be loading.
let's watch.
They'll
the
be
trade
loading this
volume.
weekend. Is NIO balance sheet money just sitting in the bank, on the bank?
It's a combination. If you go to the NIO website, you can go to the second quarter and pull it up, and you can look at the combination. They've got the breakdown on there.
I was also
I'm
going
not
to
sure
ask,
off the
is
top
that
where
just
everything
liquid?
is, but
Like,
it's not all liquid.
I was going to say it's got to
but-
be in, assets and whatnot. It can't all be liquid.
Yeah, one of
but
the things they had done is they did a raise, a dilution, a raise, whatever,
Yeah.
capital raise, and then they basically just sat with it. And I remember last year, one of the analysts was like, "Hey, shouldn't you be spending that money?" And I'm thinking, no,
Why-
that's great that they don't have to.
We'll save it
So-
for something big. If they already got it covered for the stuff that they're doing now, then
And in this time frame, with this global stuff going on, what better
100%.
time to have it, if you need it. So,
100%.
all right, smoking. Time
See
to relax
ya.
and focus. Everybody, thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Jesper, Chester, math guy.
Let's go.
Thank you all.
maybe
Sorry I
Tuesday
was late,
stream.
guys.
Maybe Tuesday
Possible Tuesday night stream.
stream. We'll talk about it.
Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday as in the day of Tuesday.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
We'll let you know. We won't leave you hanging.